So I have messed up my hair before, like really badly. I've been blonde a few times, I've also had highlights, I've had red hair, purple hair, pink hair, blue-green hair, black hair, white hair. I always eventually end up back at my natural brown hair. Also, I have said every single time that I will never bleach my hair again. So today we're bleaching my hair again. Hello everyone, I am Zoe. Thank you for joining me. Now I do actually think that my natural brown hair is the most flattering color for me. It is also the best for the health of my hair, but I'm getting a little bored. I'm getting bored and I really miss my pink hair. I've also been watching a lot of Brad Mondo videos lately.
Hi, beautiful. Hi, beautiful.
Which is not good for me because now I'm willing to sacrifice a small piece of hair to the intrusive bleach thoughts. And before you come for me in the comments being like, just leave your hair alone. If you have never bleached your hair before, you don't know how addicting it is. Anyway, that's enough talking. Come with me to the bathroom and let's get started. Okay, so I already sectioned and braided a piece of hair. I did a square section just behind my ear in the middle of my head. I chose such a large piece because I have very fine hair, but in hindsight, I should have used less hair and moved it back just a little bit further from my ear. If you have thick hair, you can make your square much smaller. Okay, now I'm putting some conditioner on my hair around the section to hopefully prevent me from bleaching it, because with this positioning, I will only be able to see what I'm doing in a hand mirror. For the bleach, I used this old and probably expired flash lightning kit from Manic Panic, but I should have just bought some new stuff. It says 30 volume cream developer, which should be enough, and I mixed that as per the instructions to a nice thick paste. But I'm gonna pause here and give you a quick hair history so you know what we're working with. 6 months ago, my hair looked like this. The blonde ends are very damaged and the brown is healthy regrowth. Then I dyed it brown with demi-permanent box dye, which was a huge mistake because it turned out black, and the dye took about 5 months to start fading, so the blonde underneath will be slightly more grown out than this photo. I eventually refreshed the brown with some more reliable semi-permanent dark brown Manic Panic, which has faded slightly, mostly at the roots, and here we are. I'm applying the bleach thoroughly in small sections to the lengths and ends of my hair, leaving about an inch at the root. Now, I know that my ends will not be able to withstand as much bleaching as the rest of my hair, but I also know that they are very porous and are really holding on to that dark brown dye, which is why I'm applying the bleach to them right away instead of doing the midsections first by themselves. I'm also brushing the dry hair sections before applying the bleach to avoid any tangles. After the lengths and ends were saturated, I thought it was a small enough section to spread out on one foil and fold up to keep the moisture in. Then I wiped off any mistakes and put a plastic cap on. I checked the bleach every 10 minutes and it was lifting pretty evenly but slowly. So I added more bleach a couple times, hoping to get the hair to a yellow color, but after 50 minutes, I was starting to get nervous and it was still orange, so I applied the bleach to my roots in very small sections, trying to fix any mistakes as I went to finish the lightning. The roots lightened very quickly to the same level of the rest of the hair, and I had to rinse them out to avoid hot roots. And as predicted, the ends did not want to let go of that brown dye, even though I never used permanent color. And I definitely had some patchiness at the roots. I wasn't too worried about the patchy roots because I was gonna do a shadow root anyway, but I knew my hair was not light enough to do a fashion color yet. So, after deciding that my hair was still healthy enough, I dried it and went in for another round of bleach. I applied the second round on the lower lengths and ends first, foiled it, and left it for about 15 minutes, and it was finally starting to look pale yellow, so I applied bleach to any other sections that needed it closer to the root for the last 5 to 10 minutes until everything looked pretty much the same level. After drying, it was still way more orange than I would have liked, just in the lengths and ends, but I didn't want to damage it any further, so I decided to choose some colors, starting with dark brown for the roots, of course. I used Bat Outta Hell Amplified Manic Panic, which I applied in thin sections about ½ an inch at the root, and then also around my section to fix any bleach spots. Now, as an artist,
I like to think that I know the color wheel pretty well, so this was my thinking. I originally wanted to do pink with blue pieces, but orange and blue mixed together make brown, so that wasn't gonna work. Purple was my second choice after blue, but I knew that the yellow and orange tones wouldn't mix well with the blue in the purple, which might result in some brownish or dusty looking color. But there is still red in the purple, and I could always mix in more pink to hopefully end up with a burgundy color. The magenta pink was going to work just fine, but it would probably end up on the more peachy red side. Long story short, I'm going to do pink with some purple pieces that I believe will turn burgundy. I separated the hair by weaving the tail of my comb in and out of the sections while holding it flat, similar to separating the hair for highlights, but I was grabbing chunkier sections. I mixed half Arctic Fox Purple Rain and half Virgin Pink for the purple section, and I just did straight Virgin Pink for the pink section. I applied the dye to the lengths and ends, then I blended it into the brown roots. I separated it with some foil and then put a plastic cap on. And I left that dye on for like 2 hours, and after rinsing, it was pretty much all peachy pink and a little bit patchy. So I reapplied the dye exactly the same way, but I used more Purple Rain in the purple mix, and I left it on for 2 hours again. You do not need to leave it on that long. I finished with a trim just of the ends, and I like to cut my hair dry and straight rather than wet so that I can see exactly how it will look, but I think I prefer this method only because I have fine hair, which makes the cut super simple. I also cut it in the front so that I get a nice natural rounded shape in the back, but that is just personal preference.
Guess what? Surprise! Oh, you can't even see it. I actually did this the other day, and this is what it looks like after washing and styling. I just air dried it, but my styling, and it is in here. Okay. Here it is. So it did end up like a pretty bright, hot pink. I don't know if you can see, but there are some purpley berry burgundy pieces kind of throughout. Let's see. I'll do a close-up out in the sunshine or something so you can really see, but it's pink with a little bit of berry kind of lowlights. And I'll see if I can show you my shadow root that I did. I really hope I didn't miss any spots because I'm like so proudly showing this off right now. I don't think I did. So hopefully when it grows out, by the time I need to do my roots again, that brown will have faded a little bit and then I'll have less to bleach, and then I can just redo the shadow root and refresh the color. So this is what it looks like from the front. It is pretty hidden. Obviously you could clip it back or braid it or something if you wanted to completely hide it, but it is pretty hidden when you just have your hair down flat. It's when you start to like move it around that you see the color. So I'll show you what it looks like at different ponytail heights and like some half up styles. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I am feeling much more myself. Obviously there are things that I could have done better. I have learned a lot, but it turned out better than it could have, for sure. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate all of you. All of you. You're important. I love you. Oh yeah, I forget to plug myself. Subscribe and like and check out my shit.